Hey there! Today we're going to talk about fixing our mindset when it comes to social media. So, a lot of us have this sort of love-hate relationship with social media, right? Because we've seen it in its darkest when, negativity comes through when you log on and you're just like, oh my gosh, people share this stuff that just, brings me down. The negativity, social media can be a negative place, right? People can take it there. You put yourself out there, you can get some negative comments. These things happen, but that is not the overall mindset I want you to have when it comes to social media, because the opportunities that are out there are just unlimited, and we have this technology at our fingertips now that we didn't have 10 years ago, and it changes all the time. That's true, but with the change comes new opportunities as well. So I'm going to talk today about changing up our mindset when it comes to these social media platforms so that we can approach the rest of this program with excitement and an enthusiasm for getting out there and making ourselves visible to those who need to hear our message. So the first thing that we're going to do in order to embrace social media for your business is, switching over that mindset. We need to look at social media as something that is something that you get to do versus that you have to do. Now, all of these platforms, as I just said, didn't exist, 10 years ago. Maybe they were starting out and they were mostly for personal use. Facebook started out as just for college use, right? So these things didn't exist 10 years ago. It was, print advertising. It was only, word of mouth. It was television, maybe, if you invested in a television commercial. And all of that stuff was really difficult to measure, right? And still, I'm not saying don't do those things now if they fit in with your marketing strategy overall. I think it's great to use it in conjunction with the new technology. But I want to just stress that this didn't exist 10 years ago, and now it is this opportunity that we all have. It has leveled the playing field in a lot of ways where we can get out there and essentially have our own infomercials, right? We can go live on Facebook, live on Instagram, and share what's on our mind and share what we can do to help people. We have this way to reach out to people, build a tribe, and connect with those people and offer them the things that they need in their lives, right? So when you find yourself saying, I have to do a post on Facebook today. I have to do, an Instagram story because Stacy told me to, right? You don't have to. This is a recommendation from myself, a marketing strategist, who has seen the impact of social media on my own business and on my clients' businesses and just in general, right? So you don't have to do this stuff. This is merely an opportunity that you get to take advantage of. So I want you to work on switching that mindset. You get to use these platforms and they change all the time, but we learn how to roll with them, right? We don't say, Facebook, I hate Facebook because they changed the capability to do this, right? Facebook is its own business and they're doing things in order to make sure that there are people that are on the app are having a good time, but they're also a business, so they have to make money, right? So we could, demonize Facebook and be angry for the changes, or we can say, all right, we're going to roll with it, right? Because it's an opportunity that we have to roll with. Okay, so the next piece is if you do have a negative feeling when it comes to social media, I want you to think about where that comes from, right? Because in the beginning I said, sometimes you log on and you see a negative post from a friend. You see a news post that talks about a fire that happened to a family or something awful, right? And your feed is filled with negativity, right? And that is so fixable. It's not even funny, right? So we can go into your feed and say, man, Facebook's bringing me down lately. So what's bringing you down? Well, it's specific posts from specific accounts, right? So you can actually go in and curate what it is that you're following. Unfollow those negative Nancy's, right? Stop following pages that bring you the negative news that just, brings you down. So you don't have to check Facebook every day either. That's the other thing. You don't have to be on the personal end of Facebook every single day in order to use it for business. So if the personal side of it brings you down because you're following these accounts that bring negativity into your life, clean slate it, right? Unfollow, unfriend. It's okay. They won't get a notification that you unfriended them. Go in and just make sure that you are following sources for positivity and things that you like. For example, my mom has never liked Facebook personally, and she really likes Instagram. And I said, well, you know what? It's because on Instagram you're following quilting accounts, fabric, your kids, and all that kind of stuff. And it's this curated collection of beautiful images every day. That's what we want social media to be, right? So we can curate our feeds, our personal feeds, to be happy, happy, motivating, entertaining, educational, all those things that we like and make us happy. They're not going to bring us down. We can curate that. Which leads me to my next one, which is being a source of value and positivity on your business accounts, because that's what people want to get in their feed, right? We just talked about curating your own personal feed so that what you are getting on your personal feed is happiness and good things. And it can be, not all happy and sunshine and roses all the time, right? But I want you to focus on making it something that's beneficial to you, right? It can be of value. And so when you flip it on the other side, if you be that source of value and positivity for other people, they're going to want to keep coming back. So it'll make it a more enjoyable experience for you if you are creating content that makes people engage and be happy and excited about their business or about whatever it is that you're helping them with, right? So I want you to make that flip as well, or just keep it in the back of your mind that you want to be that source of value and positivity that you are seeking online in your niche, right? You want to help people to enjoy the platform and keep them wanting to come back to your stuff. Okay, the next one is to be a good follower. So if you want engagement on your posts, you want people to comment on your videos, you want people to share your stuff, well, look at the other side of it again and see, are you doing that? Are you being a good follower? Are you out there looking at other accounts that are sort of parallel businesses to you, accounts of your ideal clients and that kind of thing, and liking their pictures, leaving comments, sharing their images and that kind of stuff, leaving motivation, happiness, positivity, all of that stuff? If you want that, you got to go out there and give it as well, because it's that reciprocity that people feel, right? If somebody comments on your stuff, you're like, I should go check out what they're doing. I can support them too. And that, as you'll learn later, increases engagement for both of you, and then that shows it to more people in the social media feed. So that is just a win-win. If you can go out there and support other people, other businesses, and just join the conversation, it makes you more visible as well, because people will see your comments and your course leading with value and positivity, right? So people are drawn to you in your comments and that kind of thing. And then, okay, I have two more. Letting go of what doesn't feel good or what isn't working. And we're going to talk about this, later on in the program, where we can look at the platforms that we're on and just say, you know what, this one over here, I'm barely on it. I haven't posted in a long time. We can shut that down. It's okay to do that, right? If you have an old Twitter and you're like, yeah, I'm not really into that, that's okay. Let's take it off your plate, right? So if something doesn't feel good anymore, if you're running a Facebook group and it's become stagnant and it's heavy, right? You don't like running it anymore, you can stop. You can stop doing that. If you don't like creating Instagram stories, you don't have to do that. It's that mindset again, like you can pick and choose which ones that you focus on, and we're going to talk about choosing those platforms and deciding where it is that you shine. Maybe you're really good at video, and maybe you just really don't like to write copy, right? There's things that you can do. You can let it go, meaning you can have somebody else do it for you as well, or you can just stop doing it. And we'll work through what your strategy is and all that kind of thing. But if it doesn't feel good and it's not working anymore, it doesn't mean you have to keep doing it, okay? We will figure out what your plan is, what's going to work, and make it more enjoyable for you, because life's too short, right? And the last one is if you learn the platforms, you're going to feel a whole lot better about social media, right? So that's what you're here for. You're at this program because you want to learn inside Instagram, inside Facebook, and not only the platforms and exactly how they work, because that's probably going to change within the time you're in here, and I'm going to give you the new information. That's what I'm here for. Boil all that stuff down for you so you just watch what you need to watch. But if you learn those platforms, that fear is gone of, I don't know how to do this, right? I don't know how to create an Instagram story. I don't know how to put a sticker on it. Somebody else has a sticker on it. I don't know how to do that, right? Well, that's what I'm here for. That's what this program is for. So we're going to go through some things in the beginning to make sure, you know, in this video that our head's on straight about social media, the opportunities that's there. But learning those platforms, digging in is going to take away some of that stress of like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? So if we learn one, start with a primary platform, and then build from there, you're going to feel a whole lot better about using these platforms and hopefully even get comfortable enough where you say, all right, I'm going to hand this off to somebody because you are, you know, the business owner and you can be working on other things. If your social media is systemized and you know how to use everything, it's easier to hand it off, right? So that's the last one that I had. Learning those platforms is super important. We're going to get to that in the program as well because I know you really want to learn those platforms. But let me just recap those points here. Number one was in order to embrace social media for business, we need to switch our mindset from I have to do this to I get to do this. It is an opportunity and you are going to be learning how to leverage that for your business. The next one was curating your personal and business feeds. Take the time to unfollow, unfriend those sources that are bringing you down on social because it doesn't have to be that way. And that leads into the next one, which is be a source of value and positivity because if you know that you want that out there in your feed, your people want that too. And you can culminate that around your niche and be that source of light for those people. And the next one was be a good follower. Engagement, giving engagement, it begets engagement, if that's the right way to say it. If you want engagement, you've got to give engagement. If you want to support another business, you can do that on social media by just being active, answering their questions and stuff. So get out there and be a good follower and you'll enjoy social media more. And let go of what doesn't feel good or what isn't working. It doesn't have to be drudgery. You don't have to continue that Facebook group that is, eating your soul, right? So let go of what doesn't feel good and isn't working. Move on. We'll find something else that does work. And then the last one is learn the platforms. And that's probably the initial thing that you came here for. And that's what we are going to work on later in the program. So I hope that's helped in adjusting your mindset around social media. I hope you're super excited to dig in. We've got all sorts of fun here, and I just know that the opportunities of social media are going to bring you new connections, new leads, new clients, all of that great stuff. So thanks so much for joining me here. Let me know any comments that you have, any questions that you have below the video, and I will see you in the next one.